Hi everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel, and today I just want us to look at enharmonic equivalence in music. Enharmonic equivalence. Enharmonic equivalence. Now, the last lesson that I did on naming the black notes using sharps and flats. When we talk about enharmonic equivalence, before I explain to you what it is, I'm just going to give you an example so that from the example, we can define what is enharmonic equivalence. And I'm just going to use a keyboard. I'm starting with the first two notes. So this is, we said from the previous lesson that before every two black notes we have letter C here, and this is D and this is E. So I've just used a section of the keyboard to help us understand what is the enharmonic equivalence. Now, we named the keyboard using sharps and flats. We said for you to name the keyboard, the black note here, you stand here, you raise this by a semitone and it becomes C sharp. When I come here, I lower this one by a semitone, it will become D flat. So, enharmonic equivalence. Look at these two notes. Do they have the same names? No. But if I tell you on the keyboard, play for me note D flat, you'll come here, you'll press here. If I tell you play for me C sharp, you'll come here and press here. So these notes, we call them enharmonic equivalents. And now, what are enharmonic equivalents? These are two or more notes of the same pitch. Remember, we are here of the same pitch, but different letter names. Let me write it down. These are notes. These are two or more notes. Yes, there can be two or more notes with the same pitch. Look at this, they have the same pitch, but different letter names. But different letter names. Now, that is what we call enharmonic equivalence. We are going to borrow the idea of double sharps, double flats, flats, sharps, so that they can help us name the notes. So in short, D flat is enharmonically equal to C sharp because they sound the same. The only difference is that they have different letter names, but same pitch. So I'm going to draw a keyboard and we are going to look at few examples on enharmonic equivalence. So remember, I told you a keyboard has a set of two black notes and three threes. So they're actually alternating. So from 2, 3, we are going back to 2. Let me make it equal with this one. So this is my black. I'm shading the black notes and the rest here are the white notes. And as I told you earlier that before every two black notes, these are two black notes and these are two black notes, we have letter C. Letter C there. So this is C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. So I want us to look at the first one. I want us to look at is, let me pick one. I just want us to look at this C sharp. There's something I want us to derive. This sharp, this note here. Let me give it 1. But this is my number 1. I want us to look at which notes are enharmonically equal in terms of this. So if I move to my right a step, I'll have what? C sharp. So the first name there is C sharp. I hope you can see my marker is becoming a little bit faint. And here we had D flat. So when you lower by a semitone, it becomes what? D flat. And as I told you earlier, that EF, because we don't have a black note, and B and C, we don't have a black note, the distance there is a semitone. Now, earlier, when we were looking at accidentals, we said that a double sharp, for example, raises a note by a tone. So, remember, the distance from here to here is a semitone. And this is another semitone. So, semitone plus semitone, it will give you a tone. So, this is from B to C is a semitone. From C to C sharp is another semitone. So, for me, I can use B double sharp to make me reach here. Look, a semitone and another semitone. So, another name can be B double sharp. So, in other words, this can be enharmonically equal. C sharp is equal to D flat is equal to B sharp, B double sharp. Now, the next one I can pick like this note here. I'm just giving a few examples. The rest you can work by yourselves. So this number 2 here, for example, which note is this? The first name is D, because from C you go to D. Now, if this is D, I just want to look at the neighboring notes. This is D, so I'll stand on D. I look on my left, what is there, and then I look on my right, what is there. So on my left, what is there? So this is my left, this is my right. So look at this one. Remember, as I told you earlier, that the distance from C to D is a tone. So which note raises a note by, which accidental raises a note by a tone? That becomes a double sharp. So for me to move to D, I'll use C double sharp. C double sharp. And then, look, I stand here at E. So once you have been given a note, or you have been asked a note like this note here, you will stand and look at the neighbors. So the neighbors here, we have C and we have E. What can I do for C to get to this note? What can I do to E to get to this note? So C, for me to get to this note, I have to raise, because I'm moving towards my right, I have to raise C double sharp by a double sharp for me to be here. So if I stand here, remember D to E is a tone. So for me to make E move back, so I'm moving towards my left, I'm going to use a double flat, because a double flat lowers the note, pitch of a note by a tone. So D to E, remember it is a tone, because we have a black note here. D to E is a tone. So for me to move back, I must have E double flat. My marker is becoming faint. This one is a little more. So we have E double flat. E double flat. Maybe I can pick another example here. Let me maybe pick, for example, this note here. This note here. So once you have been told a note like this, because it is a white note, you'll just come here, you say C, D, E, F. So the first name here, it will be F. The first name will be F. And I'll stand on F and look at the neighbors. That is on the left, on the right, and on the left. On the right, what is the distance? F to G is a tone. So for me to bring back G to this one, I should lower it by a tone. So G, for me to bring it here, it will be G double flat. Look at E. E to F is just a semitone. So E, for me to bring it here, I'm moving to my right. So I'm raising the note. So E, it becomes what? E double, not E double sharp because here is a semitone, but rather E sharp. I believe that this one is going to help you know your enharmonic equivalent. Thank you for watching. You can rewind the video over and over again. Bye-bye.